on in, guys. Share the live when you come in. Look, I see people in the chat saying my mic was on mute. I'm sorry. What I had said was, I am sorry for the last show. I know I flew a little bit off the handle, okay? I didn't mean to, all right? That bedtime story was very long, okay? Somebody put in the chat, wow, it's an emotional roller coaster, okay? You was mad, but you was laughing. I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do that, okay? Bedtime stories should be, above board. I'll be sure to, think about that the next time I do a bedtime story. However, tonight, this is a pop-up live. I want to clear some things up, okay? Because somebody hopped in my chat, okay? One of Queen Quiet's people from South Carolina. I guess he's from South Carolina. I don't know, y'all. I just don't fucking know. But they got the going on in my chat about what I don't know and don't speak on his tribe when on the bedtime story. Don't speak on his tribe. And I don't know what I'm talking about. And that ain't even how you pronounce it and all this shit. Okay? I'm just doing a little housekeeping before we get into the subject matter so I can clarify some things. Okay? Everything I said in that last video, you see, when sometimes when people find my channel for the first time, they assume that I'm on here playing a guessing game. I'm not playing a guessing game, okay? I know that Gullah was from Goulet. I said on my last live how it ended. I even told you on my last live who killed the Spaniards from the Gual tribe. When those Spaniards was killed, shortly thereafter, that tribe had to split up. That tribe became a multitude of different tribes. Some of them people went into the Catawba territory, and that's how you have the Gole Geechee. Some of those people did come into the Yuchi, which had a partnership, an alliance with the Muskogee, and those people who came into the alliance with the Yuchi, with the Yuchi and the Muskogee, they actually end up being the Lower Creeks. I actually talked about this in 2021. So that's why when you go to the Lower Creeks, the ones that actually split from the Muskogee, eventually split from the Muskogee, from the Muskogee Creek, and became Upper and Lower because they had an altercation. The Lower Creeks ended up having the same dialect from the coastal region. When they got into South Georgia, it just became something else in the Hachiti language, which was, me personally, my family was down there in that region, still buried on the land today. So I know a little bit about it. Okay. They Filestown Indians, but they were also Tut. And so they had a language called Tut. Now I said this years ago, and then next thing I know, it was some Arutasusse stuff going on online when I was teaching about this subject matter. Those people came from the same county, same region, split up after young John killed all those Spaniards on that coast, and that tribe ended up splitting up. Okay? I'm not guessing. I know this for a fact. And when I had to educate him further, then he just disappeared off my chat. Okay? I did not hear the Gullah Geechee call, and I'm just doing some housekeeping before we get into the subject matter. Please click like, get some people in here. We got to talk. I did not hear the Gullah Geechees call themselves African until that Queen Quiet lady came in. And see, we got to put some standards on this queen stuff too, because you got to look throughout history. It's a percentage of beauty that you have to be in order to be a queen. See, this is not about whether you can dictate. This is not about whether you are an eloquent speaker. A queen do stuff that other people can't do or are afraid to do, and they're also beautiful. There's an air of beauty to it. So I don't know how y'all choosing, but I did not see or hear anybody say anything about Africa being Gullah Geechee until y'all put a Queen Quiet in place. Now, let me further educate on this subject matter that I should know about, because my actual bloodline started there. Okay. Got cities named after us in that region. Literally named after my family in that region. So I don't care about somebody unearthing the tribe and saying it's their tribe today. The tribe was decimated, split into multiple other different tribes. That's what it was. So you saying it's your tribe today? It's not. It's a fantasy that you're living in. You have no land. You have no money. You have no treaty. It's a fantasy that you're living in. Snap back to reality and don't try to go after people who are actually teaching this subject way better than you can teach it online. You're a newbie. You're a neophyte on this channel. You're not the professor. You're not the ones who teaching. So don't be in my chat. Don't be in my comment section trying to reteach and tell people what I don't know. You should be going after those Africans who have exported the whole tribe to Africa and also said that Africa were the ones who were cultivating rice and the Gola came from Angola. Let me just put a nail in this coffin real quick. Do y'all remember your Bibles? Do y'all remember having a Bible? Okay. Let me just for everybody, all my OGs. If you have a Bible, turn your Bible to the book of Zillow. Real quick. I want you to turn your Bible to the book of Zillow. Okay. Here's the book of Zillow. I typed in rice. I'm just finna put the nail in the coffin real quick. Okay. Look at that. Rice. It says Riceboro. Riceboro, Georgia. Riceboro, Georgia. Right there in the Gual territory. Right in Liberty County. Right in the Guale, however you want to pronounce it today, territory. Please don't tell me nothing about some Angola and some rice. Because like I said on the last live, we actually dropped rice down from the sky for Africans. How the fuck did they ever get credited for cultivating rice when this stuff was right here done by our ancestors? Riceboro, Georgia. This has been there for ages. Let's go. Let's go here. Let's go back and find Riceboro. Let's find Riceboro. This is, like I said, this is the Smithsonian old site. Riceboro. What does that say? Liberty County, right there on the coast in the Gual territory. Look, Liberty County, a stop on the Seaboard Airline Railroad, 15 miles southeast of Hinesville, Georgia. This place was first known as Gravesend. The town was laid out February 1st, 1797, and the seat was moved from Sunbury in 1798, incorporated with the name Riceboro, December 21st, 1819, and the city of Riceboro, August 20th, 1927. The courthouse was moved to Zook's Old Field. The name was derived from the fact that the early community, not 1798, they're talking about the early community, was active in the rice trade. Please don't ever come in my chat or my comment section fucking playing with me. When I say something on here, I already know the answer to it. They were active in the rice trade. That means rice was traded from that region to other places. And that's why that was a hotbed for Spanish ships, British ships, ships from all over the world coming to that region to get rice. So how then, and again, this was way before 1619 when they brought 20 and all of you niggas from Africa. So if they was already trading right now, you would have to show me now, because again, it specified early. From early, what does burrow mean? What does rice mean? Okay. This is the commodity that was traded out of that area, out of those sounds, out of those wetlands, out of those swamps. I hate that I had to come do this. I just had to close this whole Gullah Gwale situation now, that because those people jumped in my comment section like they actually knew something, like I was guessing, like I was playing a guessing game. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. People are so bold. If you're new to my channel, please just be very fucking quiet at this point, because you're not finna go back and forth with me when you got a whole lot of other people just actually exported your shit. And I can even take it a step further. We can actually look up. You can actually look up what they're trying to say Gullah is. Let's see. Gola. They're saying it's Gola, right? They're saying Gullah is Angola. Angola. Let's see. And they did this shit so smooth. So smooth. I see exactly how they did it. Where is it? Gola. There's somewhere in here where it says how to pronounce Gola. They're talking about how to pronounce Gola in here. Gola. Let me see. Hold my mule. Let me find it real quick, because this is just a hit and miss conversation. They didn't get their independence to 1975. I'm damn near older than Angola. Let me see. But they done gave Angola such a rich rice history. This is crazy. Let me see. Etymology. Let me see. That's this it. Portuguese. Title Angola, the kings of Ndonga, kingdom of Congo. That ain't what I'm looking for. Early migration and political units. Hold my mule. Something about Bantu. Something about Nigeria. Nigeria wasn't even around in BC. Stop it. This what I'm saying. This shit is so. This stuff is so staged. This African stuff is so staged. Like they literally they're just giving these people stuff. They're just giving them stuff. Literally. Like they did not have any rice over there. Somebody would have to show me. You need to show me with empirical evidence, like they always like to say, empirical evidence that the Africans had rice during the 1500s. You can even show me Africans farming rice during the 1700s. Fuck it, during the 1900s. So anybody, because I don't understand people when you say anything. People automatically try to deflect because they've been living in a lie the entire time. Because you've been living in a lie, that does not mean it's people who aren't well researched on the subject matter. The guy was like, "Don't come from my union," and da da da. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't come for my union. Yo, union, nigga, this tribe was decimated. I mean, they was split up. They didn't get they decimated the Spanish. That Lil John guy, Chief Lil John. And I guess because I literally said that in the last show. And he still told me I didn't know what I was talking about. So I guess I was supposed to say one. And I guess you don't know one is John. I guess that's what it was. I don't know. Because that's literally how the tribe got split up and why they got split up. When Lil John killed all them people, all them Spanish people. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, when you look up the Gola, I can't find it right off. When you look up this whole Angola thing, it says, it gives you like a pronunciation of Gola, and it tries to say it starts with a W, like Wola. Like Wola. I swear to God. I swear, y'all. I swear. It gives that there's a pronunciation like Wola. Kind of like Gwale is Wale. Like they literally took the whole thing. It's like somebody sat at a round table and said, you know what? Let's take this part of America, give it to Angola. Let's take this part of America, give it to the Congo. Let's take this part of American history, give it to Nigeria. I swear to God. I swear. Woosah. Click like and hear share live, guys. While I'm on the rampage, I I just want everybody to chill out. I feel like it's coming from the Pan Africans who are still trying to hold on. There are some Pan Africans who are still trying to hold on because they feel like they have grifted the part of American culture that will keep them here. A lot of them Pan Africans was fake Indians. A lot of them. I saw it firsthand. Like, damn, how do you switch from Indian to Moor? Like, how you flip flop that like that? And some of you all who've been in my chat a long time, you've seen it firsthand. They flip flop. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them really flip flop back and forth from Indian to Moorish Indians. I don't know but I guess that was their way of holding on. And I just exposed. I wasn't even trying to expose him. I didn't even know there was a damn Gwale tribe, union, Gwale tribal union or whatever, even running around. Out of all the tribes, you picked that one? I would have picked better. Especially with the history of that tribe. And how they didn't even survive to 1776. They were split up before 1776. I would at least pick the tribe that was still intact during the Civil War and had their lands taken during the Civil War. So you don't even know how to pick right. I know you don't know the history. You don't know how to pick right. Anyway, that's that on that, y'all. They're trying to hold on. Let it go. Okay? Let it go. If anything, go be Gullah Geechee. Because that tribe still exists. I guess. I don't know. Go be Cherokee or something. I don't fucking know. Good luck and Godspeed. Anyway, what else I want to talk to y'all about? Y'all, these Africans are trying to hold on so bad. Like, let it go. Let it go. Like, let it go, nigga. Let it go, nigga. Let it go. Let it the fuck go. It's something else I want to show y'all. Hold on, let me go to my. Yeah, I want to let it go, y'all. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
One coffee date.
Let me. So, guys. So listen, it's something going on in these streets. So, y'all remember the whole. Y'all remember the whole battle with Denise Mantley and those Africans. Denise Mantley was an executive girl who literally she was over that PAC aid that gave Africa $65 billion. And I started doing a little bit of investigation. I came back online and I said, y'all, she a preacher now. And I said, I started looking at all this church that she a preacher. And I said, it's all these kingdom of churches. And I said, some of these churches are in America. Some of them are in Africa. Some of them are in Europe. And I said, it's like a whole group, a whole cluster of these kingdom churches. And I said, some of them lean even towards like Israelites, but then some of them are Baptists, but then some of them get very Israelish, Y'all, why one of those churches was busted the day down in Tampa? Something going on. Y'all, look at this.
To Tampa are facing federal charges tonight. They're at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. This follows multiple FBI raids this morning.
Boy, they hit the jackpot. Look at that damn house. Good googly moogly. Look at this house this pastor had. I wonder how much of that $65 billion he got. Cause boy, that didn't come from tithes and offering. I can tell you that right now. That didn't come from tithes and offering. They over here with these fake names. Look at that chart. Look at that house.
including at a home in the affluent Avila neighborhood in Hillsborough County. This was part of a nationwide takedown. Fox 13.
Nationwide takedown. Ooh-wee. See, I should have just told her where the money came from. Cause look like when we get on YouTube and start talking about it, people actually start researching it. That's crazy.
During this investigation from multiple angles, our Kylie Jones is at the federal courthouse in Tampa, diving deeper into the church and its leaders. But we begin with Aaron Mesmer live in Avila with more on the raid and reaction from neighbors. Aaron.
Yeah, Haley, and these neighbors were absolutely stunned by what went on this morning. Neighbors in this community, they woke up to helicopters and FBI agents raiding a home in Avila. And once they found out why those federal agents were there, it was even more surprising.
Some of you say, I don't have 100,000, but you have 20,000. You have 50,000 here, or you have 10,000.
That's video of David Taylor asking viewers to send money to his church. Federal authorities now say Taylor used donations to fund an extravagant lifestyle. That
nigga, ain't enough donations in the world to get you no house like that, baby. I wonder how much of that 65 billion he got. Mind you, the least Mantley and them over here under a fake name. They don't use their African accent at all. This nigga, he'll probably from South Africa somewhere. I ain't no telling. I know he ain't no Taylor. Can't be no Taylor. Can't be. Unless he just clicked in, because it was Americans clicked in there right on with them too. Africans, Americans, white people. All clicked in there together. Got that 65 billion and split it. And been getting them for as long as we've called ourselves African American. They just been going to the White House, getting whatever they want to get. However they want to get it, whenever they want to get it. But it was these kingdom of churches, kingdom of God, kingdom of whatever. And I said, y'all, look at this. Y'all remember that live when I did that live? I was like, look at this, y'all. Look at all these churches they got. That lady went from the White House to a preacher. Like overnight, like didn't even skip a beat. Did not miss a church. Went straight into the church.
This massive mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community, FBI agents raided the home Wednesday morning.
It's very surprising to hear that type of thing was going on again right in your backyard.
It's unclear what.
Look at that! Look at all them cars.
This view from Skyfox shows several cars lined up with gift bows on top. Neighbors say the 10-bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 28,000 square foot mansion is one of the largest in Avila.
Jesus Christ, my Lord, tonight. Who those cars was for the mercenaries? I wonder was those cars for the traffickers by any chance? You got them new cars because they sold some baby hearts. Because I'm telling you, you're not getting that kind of money from fucking church. No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. You ain't never heard of this pastor before. He ain't no mega pastor. He is not the pastor who called for the boycott of Target. He never did nothing significant. You is not a TD Jakes. You is not. How you got that kind of property? And they said, I'm not going to play this whole thing. Child, they say he got properties all over the place. They said that boy got properties all over down the East Coast, baby. Flights, jets, planes, airplane, boats. Baby. And they got the Homeland Security involved. They said they were doing forced labor. I wonder if the forced labor connected to those African bird shops. I can only speculate because I'm not looking at the paper. I wonder if the forced labor is, tied in with those African braiding shops. By any chance? Because they said they use those African braiding shops in order to get people over here into America under the radar. Y'all niggas got to go back to Africa now. Shouldn't have never messed with us. Is anybody taking score? Oh, I hope y'all taking score. Because, boy, this has been a great month. This has been a great month. Great month. Great time to be alive. Great time to be alive. I hope somebody's taking score. Let me see. I wanted to also, before we get into it, something else I wanted to show y'all. Something else I wanted to show you. I don't know what else I want. Yeah, I hope y'all take a scope. Um, somebody said partying, playing, selling out too much. Planes, trains, and automobiles. They say he got them all, baby. Allegedly he been selling little baby hearts. I don't know. They say the baby hearts. I don't know. They busted a big trafficking ring down there in Tampa too. I'm sure he probably tied up in that because I tell you what, he's not a well-known preacher for the Bible to be getting him that type of money. He ain't fine either. Typically, the preachers who have a little bit of money be fine. He ain't fine either. So it's giving African scammer to me. I don't give a damn what, because y'all know in order to make themselves, especially the people who are in like the pastoral people, the pastors and bishops and stuff who come from Africa, they'll never keep them Matumbo names. No. Mm-mm. They always shorten their names. Like that African preacher who's here in Atlanta who just got popular overnight. Name very much American. He's very much from Africa. Very much. Him and his Asian wife. I think she even stayed over there for a little while. They're very much he very much fully African, but fully American name. That's the only way you're gonna get people to come to your church, because black folks say ain't gonna skip over no American church to go to no African church. They know y'all can't sing. What y'all do during praise and worship? Play YouTube? They know y'all can't sing. So you sit there, you pretend like you an American. Okay? Change your name, pretend like you're American in order to bring the American singers in to sing for your praise and worship. And then you're able to keep the American crowd based on your praise and worship. That's how the church go. If you can sing good, if the musicians can play good, that is, you can get people running in the church because the music good. Because that's what you're going to put out on social media first. Before you even put your sermon out, you're going to put that praise and worship team out so people can hear whether they can sing or not. Nobody is finna come to no church in America where y'all doing some African hymns and ring shouts, jumping around in a circle with cloth draped over you. Nobody's gonna come to that. This guy here was just sitting in front of a camera. Baby, you not taking no donation, baby. You running plays. You running plays, sir. I can tell by that how you running plays. Let me see, can I get a good picture of this nigga hair real quick before I get off this topic. Hold on. Let me see, can I get a good picture? Buddy hair, boy. Buddy. Hey, husband. Buddy hair is wild. Let me see, can I get y'all a good picture of this boy real quick before we skip on to the next. This dude mugshot, boy, he ought to be shaming himself. He ought to be ashamed of his damn self. His mugshot is just. Let me see. Look at that house. My goodness. Woo! Good googly moogly. Good God Almighty. There you go. Nigga. I don't know. He look like he can be some kin to Tyler. Am I tripping? Is it just me? It's giving like Tyler uncle or something. It's like a South African type of phenotype. This is what he charged with, guys. It's a two church, because a white lady got charged too. In this, 2 church leaders with ties to Tampa are facing federal charges and are at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. Boy, you're going to jail. Boy, you going to hell and you're going to jail. You going to hell and you going to jail. You going to hell and jail, sir. And I can't wait to find out the actual. I can't wait to see the actual investigation, because I would like to see whether they're bringing these African shops into the fold. It's heaping them African shops down there in Florida. Okay, so somebody say he's colored. Yeah, he's colored. Colored. He's colored with a U. He's colored with a U. Ain't no Taylor. Taylors don't walk around with their hair looking like that. Not the Taylors I know. You ain't no Taylor. Stop false claiming. We know who you are. It's getting colored. I'm supposed to be good this show, okay, guys? I'm gonna be good. Okay. Yeah, we on their ass bad, guys. I hope you guys will take a score. Seems like anything we say on this in these YouTube streets comes to fruition. You know, I'm so glad that I'm so glad about it. It's time. It's about time we clean up these streets. Okay, it's about time we clean up these streets. Now, on the next subject matter, this is kind of weird. This is a kind of weird subject. Okay, China has never done anything good for America. Let's just be honest. Okay, I can't think of anything good that China has done since forever. You got the Wong Kim art case when he was trying to scheme and scam to get over here. He was one of the first examples of an anchor baby, and I'm so glad that's coming back up in court. There was also a ruling on birthright citizenship today. I may play a little bit of commentary on that because it's interesting. I'm anxious to break this birthright citizenship down. Anyway, China ain't really did nothing good. You know, Wong Kim art, he was a Mongol, parents from China, he from China. You know, he couldn't get off the boat, and then they was like, well, you know, he a citizen or whatever, and or is he not a citizen or whatever? Anyway, later on down the line, the courts ruled that he was a citizen, and literally has used that Wong Kim art to bring all these weird, murderous, baby heart eating foreigners over here. Not only did the Chinese do that, they brought kudzu. We can just go down the line of what the Chinese. They brought the kudzu over here. They brought that beetle over here that started eating those chestnut trees up and destroying our wood industry. We had good chestnut furniture at one point here in America. Great chestnut furniture. They was using the chestnuts to build buildings, build structures, build homes, because the chestnut didn't rot like other trees when it's wet. You know, we got a multitude of different variations of trees that's like that, but still, why would you bring that beetle over here? You brought COVID over here. Okay, I never forgive you. I never forgive you. And with that being said, Trump just announced 600 Chinese students. But here's the thing about that, and I'm gonna let y'all hear him say it out his mouth, because I feel like this. I'll let y'all hear him, then I'll tell y'all how I feel. Let me let y'all hear Trump. Okay.
We're getting along very well with China, and I'm getting along very well with President Xi. I think it's very insulting to say students can't come here, because they'll go out and they'll start building schools and they'll be able to survive it. But I like that their students come here. I like that other countries' students come here. And you know what would happen if they didn't? Our college system would go to hell very quickly. And it wouldn't be the top colleges. It would be colleges that struggle on the bottom. And you take out 300,000 or 600,000 students out of the system. I like having, and I told this to President Xi, that we're honored to have their students here.
We as the nigger delegation of America, we say we don't want them here. Okay. First of all, Trump, they killed our chestnut trees, and nobody ever made them pay for that. They brought all this kudzu down there. Nobody ever made the damn Chinese pay for this kudzu. Y'all have not made the Chinese pay for the Wuhan.
We are going
the
to
Wuhan.
make our country great again.
I'm sorry, y'all. They have not paid for the Wuhan fumble yet. Did they pay us some money? I know, I get it. You're saying they paid tariffs. We don't give a damn about. We don't give a damn about that. They owe us. You're supposed to pay what you owe. But here's the thing about these Chinese students, right? They are actually going to be military. And I know we're not dumb. And see, this is why they was like, why did niggas sit out? Why did niggas not vote? Cause it start to look like two birds of the same. Cause why would you do that? Now you need to, because you're doing that, you need to move a little faster for the American Negroes, the colors, the darkies, the ones who are real citizens here. You know, the ones who are subject to the jurisdiction. The ones who tribes were taken during the Civil War, which is the reason why that even had to be a thing anyway. That's the whole reason behind the amendment in the first place. Okay, we the Negro colored darkies, we don't want no 600,000 Chinese students over here, because guess why? They don't grow facial hair. That's why. They don't grow facial hair. They don't grow dicks. They're useless to us. We can't have sex with them. Barely can have a conversation with them. And we can't really turn our back without knowing whether they're going to take a sample of our hair, try to get our skin, trying to sell our organs out. We don't know what. We don't want there to be a little China. It's enough of them over here. You ain't even got the ones over here out yet. It's enough of them over here. 600,000 Chinese students, to me, said 600,000 Chinese soldiers, because we don't know whether these children are children or adults. They don't grow facial hair. We cannot differentiate. In fact, there have already been cases here in America of Chinese grown-ups in school as a Chinese student. Literally, that's already happened here in America. I don't know why Trump is playing dumb. You can literally look it up. I don't know why people is playing dumb. You can literally look it up. There are many cases over here of Chinese people going to school before fledged adults in high school. They don't grow facial hair. They all look alike. It's giving incubator. We've been said that a long time ago. They all look alike. Same factory. Okay, so 600,000 of them coming over here in order to make our school system better makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. You don't even have to make it make sense for me. I, as an American citizen, as an original, somebody just gave me a thumb down. You must be one of those Chinese people. I keep having to block y'all from my site too, by the way. Why y'all in nigga business, I have no clue. Stay in your country, mind your country's business. I don't know why I just get random ass thumbs down when I be talking about certain subject matters. I can see the thumbs down out of my peripheral vision. I see the thumbs down right over here. Okay? You think I ain't looking? My eyes are always looking. I got a 360 view. Anyway, 600,000 Chinese coming over here means to me 600,000 soldiers, nigga. That's what it means. 600,000. So are we at war or what? Because see, we know the Chinese role in the world wars. See, the Chinese get to do bullshit and hide their hand. The Chinese get to do bullshit and hide behind Russia, and bullshit and hide behind Eastern Europe. But the Chinese be doing the more bullshit than anybody. Russia bought some people over here to take up our land and all that. The Chinese people actually did far worse damage. Man, shit, actually, they both kind of equal damage. They both is really messed up, because one stole our whole identity. Chinese ain't never tried to steal our identity, but they damn sure tried to steal the land, and actually was stealing the land all during COVID when they brought that Wuhan lab shot over here. They brought that Wuhan lab shot over here. Start, I don't know what they were buying in or not. Hell, killing folks and stealing the land. And that's what it was. You was killing folks. You was stealing the land. You was putting all these ugly ass solar panels all over our good grass. Who asked you to fucking do that? Who gave them authority to do that? Putting all them solar panels all over our good grass. Now our grass can't get the sunlight because the sunlight bouncing off your solar panels. And then fast forward to 2025, you selling the very solar panels to Africa. Make that shit make sense. Nigga, we should have got a cut of that. America should have put tariffs. Nigga, that was our sunlight. Then you taking the solar panel now. You could have did this in your own country. You could have did this in China. In China. Shuhong, Xinjiang, or wherever the fuck. China. But no, you bring all these solar panels over here after you kill more Negroes than any other demographic of people. Okay? Bring all those solar panels, and y'all can look this up. They're literally selling the solar panels to China, to Africa today. They said Africa is the largest buyer of Chinese solar panels. Those aren't American solar panels. Those solar panels are Chinese solar panels because everywhere that they bought land, that's what they put on the land. Nobody is regulating them because the solar panel market is a new market. Where are the solar panel regulations? Who are they getting charged something other than state taxes? I hope they are. I hope they're being charged something more than state taxes on these solar panels and taking up our good sun and making a profit. You niggas make a profit off everything we got, everything we do. I heard a sheik talking. I don't know who video I was on Instagram. A whole sheik, guys. A whole sheik talking about coming over here in America and buying up water sources in Texas. People are so it's arrogant at this point for full fucking foreigners to be in their country, have on their country garb and all that bullshit, have on their country garb, sitting here talking about what they finna come over here and buy and what they're finna come over here and do. Get these foreigners out of here. Why can't nobody get? We're not getting any money off of this. You sit here and rape our whole community, and then you get to say, "Well, they get food stamps. Well, they get well, nigga. How many black folks you know get food stamps and welfare? Very few. Very few get that little $200 a month. You got sheiks comfortable enough to talk over our men in our community. To hell with black men, like to hell with them." Right? To hell with black men. We finna come over here on the land and take the water source in Texas. You know how bold you gotta be? There's no black person in America saying we finna go over to Abu Dhabi and take their water source. Nobody. I haven't heard any black American ever say nothing like that. Nothing even close to that. Because there is an air of respect. There is an air of, okay, let me respect these people land. Let me respect these people. So, but as it relates to us, there's no respect. Nobody cares that there's indigenous people in Texas. Nobody cares that black people in Texas still own land past today. Nobody cares. Nobody. They don't care. The foreigners don't care because they think we don't know. I don't know. What do you think, guys? What y'all think? Maybe they don't think we know. Either way, you got to be very bold to come online, drop that video on the internet about how you finna come from Abu Dhabi and buy up Texas water sources. You know, and you know, that's what I be talking about, guys. That's what I be talking about. That's what I be talking about. They don't have water rights to do that. They don't have water rights to do that. See, this stuff is nothing that you can just buy and own. You're not supposed to be able to buy and own. That's why certain counties here in America ended up with those forever chemicals in their water source during COVID, because you had people buying water sources and then fucking it up. Who all drunk those forever chemicals and that stuff ended up in their body? You know, is anybody taking the American people into consideration is my whole question. Is anybody taking the American people into consideration? Because if you think these are going to be some regular students coming over here, I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but if I'm not mistaken, it seems like Trump, when he first got in office, he went against the colleges and basically said the students were the Chinese, the Asian students who was fighting for what they for. It wasn't oh God, what were they fighting for? They was fighting to get something off the books, and then they got it off the books. Was it affirmative action? It was something they was fighting to get off the books. When they got it off the books, some of the Chinese students actually got kicked out of school based on the very thing that they was fighting for, thinking that they was going to get us kicked out of school. And lo and behold, they were the actual minorities and we weren't. So they got moved out of school for that. So now that that's happening, and Trump and the Republicans, they praised that. And it's just so weird how you can then come and turn around and say, you know what, we like President Xi. You can like President Xi all you fucking want to. It ain't 600,000 American students going to China for nothing. And 600,000 of them don't need to fucking come over here. Unless that was your announcement that we're inside of World War III right now, because that's what it's starting to look like. And every time you niggas do a war cross season anywhere else, guess who flood our borders? Refugees. We're tired of that game. We're tired of that refugee game. You niggas are not finna flood our border. What y'all need to put y'all head together and figure out is how you're going to revert all these refugee laws. Y'all going after the sanctuary cities, nigga. This is a sanctuary country. Y'all made it a whole sanctuary country. And all this stupid shit they doing over there in Iran and Israel, faking like they going to war. Hold y'all mule on that. Because just wait. Just wait. It's going to be a shit ton of them at our borders coming over here as refugees, as a place of asylum. Take all that asylum ass shit off the books. Take all this revert that refugee shit off the books. And figure out how you're going to get these people out. Because the American citizens, those of us who's been here the longest, we don't want them here. We got the jurisdiction to not want them here. I know I don't got to break this. Because, see, the government is trying to figure out jurisdiction. I don't know fucking how they're trying to figure out jurisdiction. All they got to do is look at the war. The war tell you about the jurisdiction. See, they are looking at the 14th Amendment and not looking at the Civil War. It's weird to me. It's weird. Look at the wars, and that'll tell you how the jurisdiction works. Because they're trying to say, well, what does this mean? Political jurisdiction. What I feel like I brought up political jurisdiction. I don't know which show that was. I brought up political jurisdiction, then somebody brought it up in the mainstream media. Whatever show that was, I brought up political jurisdiction. I just for the first time heard the mainstream media say political jurisdiction. So are y'all really looking at YouTube for answers? Like, that's... Because if y'all looking at YouTube for answers, then nigga, send me a super chat. Let me know. In fact, send me a check. You can start with a super chat, a nice big fat one. Send it to my Cash App though, so I really know that y'all looking at channels like me for answers. Especially the mainstream news media. Y'all should have knew the jurisdiction thereof and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. You should have been looked at that and tried to point out, okay, what type of jurisdiction is this? Don't wait till a YouTuber bring it up and then you go on your show and try to point out the type of jurisdiction could be a political jurisdiction. And if it is a political jurisdiction, then a lot of people are actual immigrants who think they're actual citizens. Nigga, we just said that on our show a week ago. You're a week behind. How are you a week behind the people you call slaves? How are you a week behind the people who you said you got fatigue from? We don't want 600,000 Chinese over here. I don't know who need to hear that. I don't know who in the government need to hear that from a real nigga like the Mexican Fuentes said. We don't want 600,000 Chinese people over here. I don't give a damn. 600,000 Chinese people in our college system does nothing for our children. We care about our kids. We care about our children, our American children. I don't know who need to hear this. We give a damn about our American children. No matter what picture y'all try to paint. Oh, the daddies ain't in the house. Who said that? Y'all don't come around to nobody's house and check with nobody daddy in no damn house. Y'all just be making shit up to that sound that you think sound good. We don't want them over here. I don't know one American that would approve that. And I don't know why the Republican Party and the people who be with Trump every day, I don't know why they ain't making a bigger deal about this. I don't know what moves these people trying to make. Because if we at war, you have to announce that by law. You can't do no sneak attack. And also, guys, I have you guys to know, we was having, I wasn't having a debate, but I was talking about the War Department and all of our things being up under the War Department, right? I was talking about it on this channel because I referenced the War Department a lot. And then two people, it was going back and forth in the chat because somebody was trying to correct me to say The Department of Defense is not the War Department. And then somebody else had corrected them people, whoever that was in the chat, and said, yes, the Department of Defense used to be called the War Department. So all of our stuff is under the Department of Defense. And that's what I was trying to say. And that's what I was trying to say. That's what I said. Right? Pete Hegseth and Trump literally are now calling it the War Department. Here's the thing, though. See, when you call it the War Department, now then that get tricky. Cause see, if you're gonna call it the War Department, right? You got to put certain parameters in place. See, I don't know. I feel like I don't know whether we got a troll that be watching our channel and watching what people say in the chat. I don't know whether we got a troll that work for the White House. Somebody real close to the White House. Because this was even before when we tagged Benny in that video and got Benny on our video, and then he took something to the White House. We would get stuff to the White House kind of before that. And I don't fucking know how. But I do know the Secret Service did an investigation. So it could be some leftover Secret Service agents on here that I just don't know who a Secret Service agent on here that's getting our talking points to the White House. And I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Because it look like what we say come to pass. That's why I'm saying this tonight. We don't want 600 Chinese fucking students over here. So hopefully y'all take that bone back. Whoever it is, take that bone back. We don't want 600. In fact, I need somebody to second and third that motion in the chat. We do put no to 600,000 Chinese students in the chat. I don't care how you word it, but I need somebody to second and third the motion in the chat, because it's somebody clearly watching who connected to them. We do not want 600,000 Chinese over here. No to 600,000 Chinese. No to 600,000 Chinese. Y'all niggas just said yesterday, the day before yesterday, that we need to get rid of TikTok because the Chinese is spying on the American people. The Chinese are putting the American people in danger. So why would you bring 600,000 Chinese students over here? Y'all got to make this shit make sense. Why were we off TikTok for a whole, however long we was off TikTok? Because y'all said TikTok was putting us in danger because it was ran by the CCP. You don't think none of these 600,000 kids are going to be working for the CCP? No, you're bringing a military over here. You're bringing the whole full military over here. These people going to come with their fatigue in their backpack. They going to come with their fatigue and their luggage. And they think, Chinese marching down the goddamn streets. Now, if y'all done already sold America, you need to come out and say that. Somebody need to say something. Because I don't even understand how that deal went. No, we need to know the whole deal. How did the deal go? Did you put tariffs on the books, and because you put tariffs on the books, you're allowing 600,000? No. We need to know the whole fucking play. Because either the Chinese are dangerous or they're not. Either they spying on our military bases or they're not. Y'all talking about the Chinese just flew balloons over our military bases just yesterday. How is 600,000 of them coming over here? You got to make that make sense. Did y'all sell the military? Or y'all don't care about them spying on the military? Or is it another play going on that we just don't know about? And this is a chess move. And you just saying it's going to be 600,000 coming in, but it's not. These are questions. See, niggas is watching. Niggas is not sleep. We're watching. Like, we're watching you guys say stuff like this. We're not sleep. Did anybody second and third the motion in the chat? We don't want no to 600,000 Chinese. And if I had it my way, I would have. I ain't even gonna say that. Anybody who do rituals and eat dogs and cats don't need to be over here. Okay? Let's just put it like that. Now, whatever countries that block out, fuck it. They blocked out. Now, if y'all go change the Department of Defense to the War Department, because Trump made a statement earlier this week saying him and Pete Hegseth, they was in a there's a lot of them standing around. He was, whenever the last bill that he signed, the flag burning bill, he said, yeah, he'd rather call it the War Department because the Department of Defense just sound weak. He said the Department of Defense sound weak. Let me see, do I have that video? He said the Department of Defense sound weak, and he's tired of being on defense. We need to be on offense. He liked how the War Department sound. I don't know whether I'm their professor or what. Like, let me know, niggas. Y'all need to be sending me some super chats or something. If I'm your teacher, and you learning it from me, nigga, let me know. Or don't keep me in the dark about it. Shit, cause I'm gonna start asking for money. I'm gonna start asking for money. He said, let me see, can I pull this up? He was talking to Pete. Did I say that video? Let me see. Let me hold my mute real quick. Did I say that video? Did I say that video? Man, he's giving him. That's not it. That's not it. Trump sign. I think I did. But this.
I'm very big into certain things, and one of those three, you could say three of those things, are Medicare, Medicaid.
Hold on, boy.
Me, if they want to look at it, they can.
What part is it though? Because I show saved.
And obviously he knew about it, but he blamed.
How long, guys? I might not be able to find.
Tap the bridge, and it's going to with power. Get everybody off the bridge. Close that. It just shows you the mass of that boat, the power of that.
Hold my mute, guys. Click like and hear shut a line.
For him to go to Alaska, for him to come here. 5%. They had 2% and didn't pay. Now they have 5%.
How long?
Ukraine. If we didn't give that kind of money,
I can't go through this whole video. But it's in this video.
100% tariff.
What you were sort of rejecting?
So are tariffs. So, as you know, the stock market.
Let me see, can I go back to Pete?
1,000 points on Friday, and it went up not because of this.
Supporting law enforcement, and we're proud to be there.
Hold on.
Working with Border Patrol to secure the southern border for the American.
Pete, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. President, thank you very much for your leadership, and the Defense Department is proud to be a part of this task force. Just like we have been down at the southwest border, where crossings are at 0. We've got national defense areas where we're working with Border Patrol to secure the southern border for the American people. Just like Los Angeles, where ICE officers deserve to do their job without being attacked, we're really proud to be a part of defending the nation's capital and ensuring it is safe and beautiful and working with law enforcement. And Mr. President, let me tell you, the morale of the troops, getting out there talking to them, they love this mission. They're grateful to be doing it, whether they're DC National Guard or other state National Guards. And at your direction as well, sir, it's just common sense to make sure they're armed as well. And so we're rolling out ensuring they're armed, capable of defending themselves and others if need be, supporting law enforcement, and we're proud to be there, sir.
Well, look at the mission you just accomplished with Iran. 36 hours back and forth, flawless. Every bomb hit its target. They went right down those chutes, dark at night, no moon, no night.
Hold on, let's see. Is he gonna say right
here? Every bomb went right down. They have a chute that goes right down deep into the mountain. And they shouldn't have put ventilation in, I can tell you, because we use that for our advantage. But what they did, and we had the pilots and even the people that took care of the planes, we had a whole group of people at the White House a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't realize this, but they said, we've been looking at their predecessors, and then these were the pilots. They said, we gave them beautiful medals. And I'll show you the medal.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. 1 second.
See? Just like that. They were so happy. Gave a lot of them out for that. It was an incredible job. We had 52 tankers. People don't realize, so that they could refuel. We had many fighter jets, F-22s, and F-35s. We had many. It was an amazing operation. It was flawless. Compare that to the operation when they went in with the helicopters crashing and everyone running around the desert, and the prisoners being taken. And that was Jimmy Carter. And what a horrible thing. This was the exact opposite. This was the exact opposite of what they did in leaving
hold my mule, guys.
A very, very nice place. The Taliban runs a tough operation in Afghanistan, and I think it was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That was Biden. I was leaving, and we would have left through strength, tremendous strength. We would have had we would have kept Bogdan.
1 more minute of this. Let me see.
One of the largest runways in the world, one of the most powerful. You could land anything on it. It just sounded bad. He said, sir, on behalf of the Department of Defense.
Here you go. I knew I wasn't going crazy. Here you go.
Sound good to me. You can't. But we left it, and now China's occupied.
Here you go. He finna say it right now.
This was the most incompetent administration in history, the Biden administration. And you're just lucky that they lost, because if they won, you wouldn't have a country anymore. And so, Pete, you started off by saying the Department of Defense. And somehow it didn't sound good to me. You know, it didn't sound good. Defense, what are we defense? Why are we defense? So it used to be called the Department of War. And it had a stronger sound. And as you know, we won World War I, we won World War II, we won everything. Now we have a Department of Defense. We're defenders. I don't know. If you people want to, standing behind me, if you take a little vote, if you want to change it back to what it was when we used to win wars all the time, that's okay with me.
What?
That's coming.
No, nigga, I need run me my money. Run me my money. Run me my coin. Trump. Yeah, it used to be crowded when we was winning. If y'all want to take a vote, we'll change it back. What the fuck, bro? What's going on? I'm scared. This is creepy. This is creepy. This is creepy. This is creepy. Who the fuck worked for Trump in here? Somebody worked for the White. No, somebody in here worked straight for the White House. So y'all better tell me something. We put out the campaign to get our race classification changed to remove all the immigrants out of our race category. And then Trump ordered for another census minus all immigrants. We put out the information about Clinton. Then they subpoenaed Clinton. Put out information about the War Department and how all of our files are up under the War Department, and we would literally have to go to the War Department to get reparations, but it's now called the Department of Defense. I literally said in order for us to get reparations, we're going to have to go through the War Department because that's where all of our stuff at, and the War Department is the Department of Defense now. And then now you're voting to change it back to the War Department? Somebody got to tell me something in here. Somebody got to don't tell me nothing. In fact, just send me the money. Just rip me my coin. Because I'm clearly doing a good job up here. I'm clearly doing a good job. I'm clearly, my research is clearly, it's clearly good. Okay? I'm clearly researching the right things here. So now I'm asking, like, because even guys, I'm just talking this year, even when I said I started looking for people's land earlier this year in April, I put out a service to find people's land that was on military bases, guys. And like the next day, they had a whole hearing saying the government has this surplus of land, that they need to get rid of this surplus of land. Wait now, what? Y'all remember that? Some of y'all was in here. And I came back online. I said, man, I'm tripping, or because I had did some people's, at that point I was able to do it in 72 hours because I didn't have a whole lot of people. I was able to do the land searches really quick. But I came on here and I did an example. I made somebody an example and I did their land search live and found land, right? And found who owned the land and all that, right? But I was specifically doing it for the people whose land got taken during the wars, because that's when the largest chunk of Negro property was taken during the wars and the world wars. And so I said, well, the quartermasters really say they don't supposed to have all this land. The government is not supposed to have all this land. So let's see who all land was taken and do steps to get it back. And then the next day, it wasn't even 48 hours. They came out and said, we need to we have just a surplus of land in the government and we need to get rid of it. I don't know, guys. I ain't got any super chat from Washington, D.C. I mean, is Melania watching? And who the fuck is watching? Melania, is you watching up under your fake page? Because in order to get information this quick, you got to be sucking the main person's cock. I'm telling you. This is a 24, 48 hour turnaround. This is a pillow talk conversation. This here pillow talk. It's time we say it starts. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, let me just move on. I'm tripping for real. I'm tripping for real. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I ain't seen Neil super chat for no DC nothing. I do see Washington DC on our website though. A lot of Washington DC stuff on our website. I do see that a lot of people from DC is joining the site. I ain't know what that mean. Well, I don't know who black or who white on our site. Y'all know who the site for. It's for us. However, it's all kind of people on there. It ain't no telling. But I just think it's very interesting. So now that we know somebody's listening, welcome. Welcome to the show. We, the Negro colored darkies or whatever y'all want to call us today, want reparations. Thank you for ordering the new census to get these foreigners off. But you clearly saw the petition. So let's make sure that happens. Okay. Let's make sure that happens. Also, we do want reparations. And also, I did find the pension files that you guys, well, not you guys, because you wasn't in office, but that some people in the office burned. I found a lot of those. I'm going to do a whole show on that. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Because from my findings, Negro colored darkies, colors of America was supposed to be getting pension payments for life. And that means for life. And that's because of this y'all on our land type deal. And there were annuity payments as well. And so we need to make sure we get this figured out expeditiously. I don't know whether you have a team of historians or you niggas is using me as your fucking historian. I don't know what to believe at this point. It's spooky. It's actually spooky. It's actually spooky. Okay? It's actually getting a little strange. It's weird. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. It didn't. I never got any contract. I never got any welcome letter, nigga, to be the America's historian. But now that you're watching, please make sure you get these things done. We do not want 600. I don't even want to see 600 Chinese come off a plane, train, automobile, port. Now I don't want to see them over here nowhere. And if this is just your strategy and you're not gonna let them over here, nigga, wink your eye, blink twice or something to let niggas know that this is not gonna really happen. This is just something I'm saying because I'm playing chess with these people. Because, to stop them from going to war or whatever, to stop them from making a defense shield or nuclear weapons, whatever. Do something, say something. Give us a hint. Let us know that you're playing chess and not checkers. Because we don't want to see 600,000 Chinese people come through Nottingham Port. Because they coming with spy balloons in their book bags to fly over our military bases. So that they can come buy land or kill the niggas off and steal the land next to the military bases. Now they're in our defense system or our Department of War. And then if they're in our Department of War, see, I ain't going to say everything I know about the Department of War. But I will say this about the Department of War. The Department of War didn't want Chinese over here either. The Department of War didn't want China over here either. That means China been on some bullshit for a long time. A long time. China had their boats at the port. That's it. You can have your boat there and trade off the coast. As far as y'all being inside chilling, that ain't gonna happen because y'all ain't right. Somebody ain't right. What we trying to say here is, since y'all are listening, please let us know. Is this a chess game or is this actual factual? Because we don't want it. We don't want to see it. We care about our kids. And if y'all saying that this is going to help the bottom 15% of children, I mean, good thing we got our HBCU systems, but all of our kids don't go to HBCU. Some of our kids go to other schools. We want to make sure our kids can always get in whatever school they want to. We preferably would like for them to go to HBCUs. However, if they want to go somewhere else, whatever they want to do, as long as they have an option. We do not want to ever have it where our kids don't have options, because we know we're the smartest. We know we're still inventors today. And the Chinese are very good at putting listening devices in our homes through little bitty things. It can be something as little as an earring. A Chinese person will find a way to get some kind of listening device in there, and they'll be stealing your inventions and mass copying your inventions. That's one reason the niggas don't want them. Negroes, colors, or darkies do not want them over here in America. Everything we do, they copy it and mass produce it. Every trend we set in our community, whether it's braids, door knocker, earrings, some kind of fashion trend. A girl here in Atlanta, she created the first flat irons with the comb attached, so we won't have to chase her with the comb. You might not understand what I'm saying, Trump, but you might understand because you do flat iron your hair, allegedly, possibly, I don't know. She had a comb attachment directly to the flat iron, and it chased it. I mean, it got the hell bone straight. The Chinese literally copied her model some kind of way and mass producing. Didn't get this black girl from Atlanta no credit. No credit. And that's just one thing. We had a little black girl that came up with the different color braiding hair. She used to hand mix all these different color braiding hair. And when that caught on, people was ordering for her. That caught on. And then the Chinese started mass packaging different rainbow color braiding hair. Like nothing we do over here is safe. And I thought that's why y'all shut TikTok off. Because we were in danger. Our ideas were being taken. And You said out your mouth, Trump, that black Americans were the reason why why TikTok was valuable. He said it out his own mouth. Why is that? Is it because the stuff that we buy from Chinese got a little bit of listening devices in it? And they can hear all our ideas, all of our everything that we leisurely talk about. And next thing we know, because it's a first to patent law that, it's first to patent. It's not first to create, it's first to patent. Then the Chinese go file these patents real quick. And we don't even have time to file our own ideas and flesh out our own ideas anymore because they done heard us say it on one of these little crazy little listening devices that they done put over here and some shit we done ordered off TikTok shop. And now our ideal is already filed in the patent office by Yukong Joling Singh. When? Yeah, they got all the nicknames. Just Su Lee, Su Young, Lily. We can't get an ideal in edgewise these days without somebody stealing it. And now you change history right there because history has told you that we were the inventors, right? But now if you put another face on inventors, then 100 years from now, they're going to be like, look at those Chinese people. Those Mongols, they were great inventors. China, you get those 600,000 Chinese people over here, it's going to go right back to all these electric cars all over the goddamn place. Now, no nod to people who have electric cars, but we don't want our roads clogged over these electric cars. We need gasoline cars on the road. You got cars breaking down and being shut off in the middle of the road. I know you heard about this black guy who just got his Tesla shut down in the middle of the highway for a copyright infringement because he used the Tesla, the little Cybertruck. He used it in the video, and they waited till he got in the middle of the street and turned this car off. Now you clogging up traffic because Elon and them done turned your car off. Now, and I told y'all a long time ago that Elon was Chinese. I don't know how we missed that part. Every time I decide Elon is a full Chinaman, man. He just cosplaying. So Now, I don't know, was this got something to do with Elion? And you and Elion still friends, but y'all be trying to make like y'all not friends? And this is you bringing 600,000 in for Elion? Because you know them people don't need to go to school over here. Them people don't need to go to school over. We don't want 600,000 Africans, 600,000 Chinese, none of them to come over here. Don't want the Eastern Europeans over here either. Barely want the Western Europeans over here. And we also need that West to be taken off of Europeans' name, because they're not in the West. They're in the East. They're right on top of Africa, walking distance. I don't know why y'all keep calling them the West. It's crazy to me. They're in the East. We need to separate East from West. They do not have the seat of power over America. They're in the East. And so a lot of times you guys get it confused, and you're able to mix the dope by saying the West. And that includes parts of your No. They're in the West, the East. They're in the Eastern Hemisphere. We're in the West. Now, I don't want to get into semantics or whether the map is flipped upside down and we the East and they the West. No. You call America West, and you call Europe, Africa, Asia East. Eurasia. Now, I don't know who decided that part, or a little half of that's going to be the West. No. Straighten all this shit out. So everybody can stop being confused. Because that's probably why Bibi Netanyahu feel like he got some power over America. Because we call the part where he in the West. Just disconnected. Yeah. Anything else y'all need me to say over the mic so that Trump and them can hear it? Yeah, Elion say he's South Africa, but he look like a Chinaman man to me. You got to look very close. He look like he just did his eyebrows, you know. Because, you know, Chinese people kind of got hooded eyes. Not only that, go look at Grunk's staff. Grunk's whole staff is Chinese. Grunk's staff, they did a video here on YouTube here recently. Grunk's staff is Chinese. Because they Chinese because Elion Chinese. Anything else y'all need me to stay on the mic since they listening? No 600,000 Chinese students allowed in America. Y'all heard that very clear. Colonizers are not in the West. Hell no, they are in the East. Thank you. And their culture is new eugenics. Big difference. Exactly. Somebody said Elion is an alien. Somebody said Elion and Putin look Chinese. Now Putin look Polish to me. But I watched Putin little documentary. One of his parents was Ukrainian and the other one was Russian. So Putin definitely looked Russian. Cause this is how you can tell a Russian when they look down like this, their nose is like a triangle. They got a triangle nose, like all of them do. They all got the same nose. They look down, they look like an arrowhead almost. You know, like they have the same nose. That's how I could tell when they from that area, that region over there. Tell President Trump I need my reparations. Trump in the chat, they said they need their monies. They're saying cut the check in the chat because either you listening or Pete himself probably listening. Y'all probably got me on the big screen at the FBI, DOD, Pentagon at this point probably. Especially when you said I was a target of a huge crime ring, not even allegedly, because y'all just sent me some more shit on that last week that I'm gonna come on here and talk about live. The big crime ring that y'all done busted. Now y'all done busted that crime ring. I don't know whether y'all think I'm gonna do something crazy if I don't get my money back or not, but it seems like it's a couple of y'all are watching. I can assure you I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm gonna sit right here and wait for me to get my stuff back. Just like I've been waiting all this whole time. I'm gonna keep waiting. So, you know, thank y'all for being in my chat. And again, you're welcome. Somebody said, tell them we need to start receiving our reparations for all the wrong done to us before this year end. And it's done. Trump, they done put a timeline on you. They said for you think about bringing anybody else over here on American soil, y'all need to put y'all heads and y'all noses together to see how y'all gonna get us our check. Somebody said tell him to send the National Guard back to LA. Trump, I think he had the Marines in LA. They said, Trump, whoever you had in LA the first time, send them back. They said shit done got out of hand down there in LA, and then damn, they need to pull some more people out the street. I think you had the Marines out there, the few and the proud, send them back. They said somebody said, give me my cash, cut the check. They said they need the money. Trump, Pete, DOD, Secret Service, whoever watching. The people in the chat are speaking. Y'all gonna watch the chat too, I'm sure. They speaking. I'm speaking too. We're all speaking. We want the money. Okay. Tell Trump to release the Epstein file. Trump, they said you and that goddamn lady, Pam Bundy. First of all, they said Bundy is not even a real surname. I didn't say it. They said it in the chat. Somebody said it. Somebody had said it in the chat. That sounds like a made up name to me. They said at this point, it might not be Trump in the files. It might be Pam Bundy in the files, allegedly. And that's why she don't want to release them. So they said Trump stop bullshit, release the fucking Epstein files, because they need to see what our missing children on there. They don't give a damn about you grown-ups. They want to see is our missing children on there, and you guys better not be on there fucking with no children. That's what they had said in the chat. Somebody said ICE is needed ASAP in our postal distribution center. Trump, they say there's a lot of Mexicans and Africans working in the postal system. They say y'all ain't checking the postal system, but y'all need to take a note from Delta Airlines, because word on the curve is Delta Airlines just fired 500 people, 500 Nigerians. Let's tell who they fired. Word on the curve is Delta Airlines fired 500 Nigerians because they all used the same address, birth certificate, and everything, and they thought Delta Airlines would never find out. Delta Airlines fired all 500 of them scammers, and they had said in the chat that the same thing is happening at the post office. So a lot of IDs were stolen. Y'all know that because y'all had the Doge people look into it, but we knew that before the Doge even looked into it. A lot of people identities were stolen, and a lot of people started using those identities to get jobs in the postal system. Now we cannot trust foreigners in our postal system, because y'all know what happened during the world wars. Okay, they started stealing mail, getting people addresses, all that kind of stuff. Okay, we know what happened. We know what happened with the communication lines during World War II, when y'all had to go up under the water because China was trying to get into our communication system and listen to what everybody was saying back and forth. Listen to defense strategies back and y'all know what had happened during the World War when they were trying to do that. It was either China or Germany. It was one of them trying to do it. They said the same thing is happening over here right now. So send ICE into these postal distribution centers and clear them out. Let me see. ICE is needed to watch these lily white kids with these guns. Trump, listen. And this is very important. Trump, Pete, everybody at the Pentagon, y'all sitting on that nigga property up there. Don't think I don't know. Y'all know I know. Y'all know we know. Y'all, this is an old nigga land. Anyway, these white kids that sitting out here doing these mass murders, they said this is what y'all need to do. First of all, y'all need to stop moving the goalposts and saying, oh, they got a sickness. Oh, they're just, trans. No, you need to go on and say white. Okay? And you need to get all the media pundits to correct this. Just like when the little black kids had stole that candy out of Walgreens and they were sitting there talking in Ebonics, and y'all just thought that was the most grotesque thing. Y'all thought there was no hope for the black community. They're born this way and they're dangerous and they're da-da-da-da-da, and we got black fatigue. Y'all remember all that bullshit that was going on social media when those little kids had their little robes on, they were stealing that candy out of Walgreens, and y'all remember in the streets when those black people in the streets up there had to defend themselves against those Russians, and they had to slap fire from them, and somebody got kicked and stomped, monkey stomped. And then y'all tried to do this whole black fatigue thing. Then y'all found out that the black people were acting in self-defense, and then y'all backed up off the story, right? I don't need y'all to back up off these mass shootings that these white boys is out here doing by calling them trans and saying they have mental issues. No, we need you guys to take accountability, because y'all was fully calling for the black people's extinction when you seen them 4 little kids stealing candy out the store. You didn't see them brandish no weapon and shoot 160 rounds out. No, you didn't see any of that. You don't see black kids shooting up school. You see white kids shooting up, white people shooting up schools. And every time you see the white people shooting up school, you people, your media people, everybody get to move the goalposts and say, oh, they got a mental health issue. People been calling him trans. Tell me, oh, it's always the trans. You mean it's always the whites? And let's keep it what it is. It's always the whites, Trump. And so at this point, you need to figure out how to get these people up out of here. I don't give a damn. You see, y'all really need to do what the black Americans have done. The Negroes, colors, darkies of the world, how we separated ourselves, the wheat from the tare. You guys will have to do the same thing as it relates to white people. You guys will have to go through the files and see which white people was over here the longest, whether this guy is tied into somebody white, whether he is an immigrant, first generation, second generation, and everybody in that category need to be deported. They need to be deported. In fact, mass shooting should be a deportable offense. I don't give a damn what you deport him. Take his cracker ass to Uganda. I don't want to hear shit about he gay. I don't care about sex. This is not about sex. This is about race. Who were his parents? Who raised him? And now they're coming out today and say, oh, he was a part of the CIA. Whose CIA was he a part of? They're saying the white guy who shot up that school was a part of the CIA, guys. That's a new thing that came out today. Yesterday it was, oh, he's trans. He's trans. Oh, it's always the trans. It's Antifa. It's a trans. I ain't hear it now. Fox News, nobody has said the elephant. Nobody has called out the elephant in the room yet and just said he's white. He's white. We need y'all to start calling out the elephants in the room and deporting the elephants. We need that expeditiously. Because either y'all care about the kids or you don't. The white children are saying and doing what their parents do. That's why they don't discipline them. No, they just move the goalposts and say they have behavioral issues. But the niggas, let a nigga slap somebody. Oh, we should have deported them back to Africa. We should have never brought them from Africa. We? What you mean we? How you come in the house last and then you know where somebody from? You wasn't even here when I got here. You don't know what kind of car I drove. You don't know whether I came by a boat, a car, or an airplane, nigga. You just got here off an indentured servant boat. Talking about should have never brought them from Africa. Who told you somebody was brought from Africa? Who told you that? Why you know that story, but don't know you came off a German migrant boat as an indentured servant? See, when you have to remind people of that humbles them. You have to do right by the American people who've been here the longest. You can't keep going to war with folks. You just can't. You won't be blessed. You won't live a long life. You won't be fertile. Your dick won't grow. That's why you remain cursed. Height doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're 6'9", if your dick is 2 inches. Nobody will want it. So these same people talk about we should have left them to Africa. We should have left them to Africa. Sit there and wonder why no women like them. Their own wives don't like them. Let's see what else. Anything else while we got them on the line? Y'all, I ain't even have to take out my phone. Y'all remember how I used to have to take out my phone to actually call the White House? I was doing no prank calls. I guess they turned real. Oh, hear I cry, oh Trump. Hear I plead. Let's see. Anything else? That's it. Anything else? Which woman you talking about? Who you talking about? Sam Bull said this woman is a paid and bought by the Democrat. Who the fuck is you talking about? You can't be talking about me because your ass finna get blocked. If you talk about me, your ass is good as blocked. Because you don't even know me. I ain't never even seen your name in the chat. Y'all coming this bitch as subject matter experts on who is. You better not have been talking about me. So you can't keep lying and not addressing your own issues and look at the deaths in Alligator Alcatraz, the representation, the mental abuse. I ain't even seen no updates on Alligator Alcatraz. I haven't even seen the updates. They don't even talk about it no more. Do he need to get blocked? Was he talking about me? Was he talking about me? Cause it ain't no way it's no way you're talking about me. How did you get Democrat out of what I just said? Is you stupid? Are you riding a slow bus? Oh yeah, tell Eli to send me my free car. Elion, they said you owe somebody here a car. Oh, well, they say Elion and Trump don't really talk no more. They said they had that falling out. But is it really a falling out if 600,000 Elion people finna come over here? I don't know. Elion still got his Department of Defense contract. They still running them satellites. So I don't know. You better be careful talking about Elion because they say his satellites is a direct energy whip. But I heard. I don't know. I heard they was running some program called Lavender. I heard it's a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of stuff going on, child. You just got to be careful. That's how. They said Alligator Alcatraz getting closed. They got a new place in Jacksonville. No. Oh no, he getting rid of them Africans. They heard us on that. We was talking about those Africans, and then they saying, Nigerians started getting banned, and I was like, dang. I forgot to add that to the conversation. We started talking about the Africans and they started banning them effective immediately. And I thank you. They say I need to block them. They say get all the terrorists out of our government. Each and every last one of them. They said whether they African, Eastern European, Western European, Asian, or whatever. Get them out of here. Trump, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Did I want to tell y'all something else? I didn't want to keep y'all out here long. And they said, thank you for pausing all those work visas. Whoever did that in the government did that. They said, make sure y'all pause all the work visas all across the United States so actual Americans can get those jobs. Please and thank you. They said that goes for people on the water too. Okay. As you was talking about in this video that I just played, you was talking about the ship. The boat captain that hit the bridge and all those people died on that bridge. That boat captain was a foreigner. See, if you go back to the Jones Act, I don't even think these people was ever supposed to be on our waters driving those boats. That was supposed to be American men driving those boats. So you need to get back to that. All those work visas, those positions on those boats, whether it's the mate, the deckhand, the moorer, the captain, don't matter who it is. You got to make sure you check all those work visas and pause them. Get them out of here so American men can have those jobs. We got plenty of American merchant seamen over here that need jobs, that deserve these high level paying positions. Get them off our motherfucking water so they can stop crashing into these bridges. They do not know how to navigate our waters and they can't drive. Get them the fuck up out of here, Trump. Get these truck drivers out of here. These foreign visa truck drivers out of here. Get these foreign boat workers out of here. And they get these foreign pilots out of here because we don't know when they want to go crashing into another building. And want to ollie yacht bar and crash into another building. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Somebody gave me a thumb down. It might be one of those ollie yacht bars. Got to be. It must be one of those ollie yacht bars. You must be one of those ollie yacht bar pilots. And y'all already planning the mission to crash into another building. See, Trump, this is just how crucial and critical this is that you get these people out here because they making plans. They making plans and they running plays. It said somebody said I'm a Navy vet. See, we got Navy vets. We got men who are skilled on the water, and they would love to have those high paying jobs. But you got all these work visas in here, all these Venezuelans. They out there on them oil rigs too. Out there in the Gulf of America, and I do actually like the name Gulf of America. Cause I like that. However, now that it's Gulf of America, you should be able to cancel some of those contracts based on that alone and get some of those Venezuelans off that boat and get some American men on those boats and those oil rigs out there in the Gulf. Okay. Anybody else need to anybody else have a request? They need to change. They need to charge them a black tax since they won't pay homage. Exactly, Trump. Since y'all are on our website, uslineage.com, because I know y'all on there, because it'll be a lot of people from DC on there. It sure be a lot of people from Washington up on this site. Now that y'all on the site, Trump. Hold on, let me now that y'all on the site, I need y'all to read. Okay, y'all, I changed the site to put this on there too, y'all. I put my welcome on there too for anybody who can y'all see it? Hold on, let me see. Can I shrink it? Y'all, you're not gonna be able to see this from your phone, but I added a little message on there, guys. I added a little message on there. So you can read that at your leisure. Trump, listen. We have this culture page on here that I advise you to go to. Here. Read this here, what we put on here. It establishes a tariff. We're actually looking for a tariff on our culture. This is very well written. And it's actually written as an executive order. And although we know we can't do an executive order, we know you and your people watching, and you can actually copy this verbatim, Trump. None of us will get mad. Okay? You can copy it verbatim. I'm sure you have to change that from EO 001, but there is no executive order 001 yet, so maybe you don't have to change it. You can just copy and paste this, Trump, and if you need some of us to come up there while you sign it, we will gladly do so. We will gladly do so. And that'll allow us to skip a lot of red tape. And we thank you kindly for getting this done. Okay? Shout out to whoever just brought that up. Very good. We also have another bill that's going to come your way in a minute about the actual race name change. Don't worry. It's going to come in the bill form. We're going to be writing you on that matter. However, if you want to do it as an executive order, since you've already mentioned it in the public domain after we put the petition up, then that'll be great too. That'll be great too. The colonizers on people tired of their own drug issues, they admit it's happening. Ask President Trump to give my mama a birth certificate. What? What the fuck? Why your mama don't got no birth certificate? You girl, that's the department. You can go to the Department of Vital Statistics, the Department of Health, and get that. Literally, you can go to the Department of Health and get your birth certificate. The website is uslineage.com, guys. If you're not on the website, it's a blast, guys. We're having lots of fun on the website. You can search records. I have a lot of records to put on here. That's for the public domain, or you can search our private database. Here's over a billion, well over a billion records on here. As you can see, I already have a search tag open here, doing some research for a family. But you can search the database. The database will take you to this page. Of course, you're gonna have to log in to see these pages. You got to log in to see those pages. But join. We're having a blast on here. And how this site is working. It's a little bit different from your ancestries of the world, because of how we have the actual search box. Okay, our search box pulls files that you don't typically see on a lot of these other websites, and I tell you, I like it that way. It may be a little bit harder for people to research that way because it takes patience. You will see files connected to your ancestors that you did not know existed. Trust me, there are files that I found on my database that I have not found on anybody else's database, just because of how they have the prompts. And when you got to think about it, there's an underground cave system that's full of records, and a lot of those records aren't digitized, but the ones that are digitized mean we can see them in digital form. The ones that are, we have access to the ones that are. NARA's record repository is there underground as well. So we have access to a lot of records, a lot of declassified government records, CIA records, FBI records. They're all on the site, which kind of makes us a little bit different from regular sites like Ancestry. And these other sites, you can't find those forms. But because of what our ancestors went through, you need to be able to find everything connected to them, the court cases, whether the FBI was watching them, because it's a lot of weird stuff happened with Black people, Black Americans, colors, Negroes, whatever you want to call us today. It's a lot of weird stuff happened to us. And so you want to be able to find any record connected to your family members, especially as it relates to, going back and getting the land. And I also want to clear something up before I get off here. The last show I was talking about, let me see, do I have an example on here? Hold on, let me make sure I got an example on here before I go to talking about it. What I was talking about the last show. Last show I was talking about land files, and I was bringing up the homestead files, and I didn't want to discourage anybody from looking for the homestead files, but I was basically doing a comparison from homestead files to land patents, and I was telling y'all that I was teaching specifically about land patents, and it's for a reason. Because when you start dealing with homestead files, for one, they do not say forever. That's what I was trying to explain on that show. And then for two, it's a lot of files that go along with the homestead. Let me see, is this one? Let me see, is this one? Let me click on this and give y'all an example really quick of why I made that statement. It was not to discourage anybody from looking for your family's land if it's a homestead. I don't care what you think the land is, look for it. But it is better. So let me show y'all this, for example. When you're dealing with homestead, I probably can pull even more than this. Hold my mirror real quick. Let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. Hold my mule, guys. Hold my mule. I'm gonna do this real quick, then I'm gonna get y'all out of here. So yeah, this is a good example, great example. So let me show y'all something. When you're dealing with homestead versus land patent, with the land patent, you're dealing with your family lineage, and you'll be dealing with the same thing with homestead too. But with land patents, it's a little bit easier because your family does not, the original person does not move off the patent, for one. For two, the land is in your family forever. It's the forever document. You can look at it that way. Three, it's an heirs document. That is the clear title to the heirs property. When you hear about heirs property, a lot of times people like to say, well, the heirs can't find the clear title to the property. There's no clear title to the property. There is a clear title to the property. It's the actual land patent, and everything that connects to the land patent is vital statistics. It's death certificates, birth certificates, and their heirs property records. However, when you're doing a court case, from what I've seen, you don't have to find these heirs property splits. If you're an heir, you're an heir. Okay, just how if you listen to these people closely who try to discourage you from heirs property, you'll hear them say there's no clear title, but one heir can come in and sell the whole property. Well, if one heir can come in and sell the whole property, that means that one heir knows where the clear title is. That means there is a clear title. They just like to put discouraging information out so that black people, Negroes, colored, darkies can automatically think, oh, I got heirs property in my family. That's such a bad thing. No, it's not a bad thing. You, your cousin, your uncles, and your aunties, y'all all have land to split and take care of and make money off of at your leisure. That's what that means. You have a place to congregate. You have a place that's yours forever. And forever is law. Forever is the law. This is one document that you can't change. You can't change this, and it's never going to be changed. The whole entire America would have to be changed from Hawaii on down, on up. The government itself would have to be literally changed. These heirs records, these land patents, it was written in by presidents. You gotta have to change the founding fathers. You're gonna have to change everything. You're gonna have to change everything. You can't change it. That's why this is a forever document versus the homestead documents. The homestead documents are very different because when you're going after a property that is a homestead, when you're trying to prove this case, let me show you. There are a ton of documents that you have to find. And sometimes this is why it takes us a little bit. Some families, it takes longer to find their properties than others. Because if you can find a land patent, you halfway there. You're halfway there if you can find a land patent. Now, you have to trace yourself back to the land patent as an heir. That's your birth certificate, your parents' birth certificate, your grandparents' birth certificate or death certificate. You just have to have a line of paperwork that's very easy to get, to trace yourself back to these people as that person as an heir, whether that's your great granddaddy or whatever, great granddaddy or whatever. You have to. The documents are different. These homestead files, for one, they're not forever. They're not forever, and for two, as you can see, it's a lot that goes with this entry, goes with that entry. This is additional entries. Mind you, this is not even forever property. You're just supposed to be on this property for a certain time. And then you have to go back to the government. These people had to go back to the government and say, yeah, we was on this property for this amount of time. We farmed it. We da-da-da-da-da, before they even get the final deed. A land patent is not a deed. Now, the land patent holder can write deeds to their family, to the heirs. You can even rent. You just can't sell it. You can't sell heirs property. Versus the homestead is a little bit different. You know, it's so many records that go. And then the owners of the homestead files had to make sure that there were no minerals. Somebody just gave me a thumbs down. That's wild. Like, why? Like, that's crazy. You had to make sure that they had to report any minerals that was on the land. Anything they found on the land, they had to report it. Like, so, and when you're going back to get this land, like, you have to find so many documents beyond the usual of trying to tie yourself to this homestead file. It's just so many documents that you got to find in order to prove this piece of property wasn't sold to nobody, if it was sold, how it was sold illegally, if it was an eminent domain issue. Well, the government clearly has a right to this homestead act because this was actually government land versus private land. They can hit you with that real quick because you always had to report this particular land back to the government. Whereas people with land patents, the Negroes, coloreds, who they call slaves, you didn't have to report shit back. In fact, they was reporting to you because whatever money they was making off your land, mineral wise, they had to report that to you to get you some annuities. You had to get payouts for that, royalties for that. And then all that stopped. And then they start mixing the stories up to say we were slaves and slaves couldn't own land. That when I got on YouTube, that's literally what they were saying. We were slaves and slaves could not own land. You know, it was weird. It's the weirdest shit ever. You know, it's weirdest shit ever. That's the difference. So last show, again, I didn't want to discourage anybody. If you can find land, find it. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. Or if you've hired me to do it, it's just going to take a little bit longer if it's a homestead versus a land patent. It don't even matter. Just go. Just try. Whether you find land or not, just try. I'm telling you, if you are a really an American and you've had ancestors here from the Civil War, the Indian Wars, the Revolutionary War, you probably 9 times out of 10 have heirs property. I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, there's probably some heirs property records that we have not found. It probably wasn't in your granddaddy's name. It could have been in his brother's name because the brother was the elder sibling. A lot of times they put the land went into the oldest sibling name. The oldest male a lot of times had control. So you may find some of these files and they may not be your granddad, but it may be your granddad's brother. So it's always wise when you're looking at files for your family to pay attention to the surname, especially if it's a surname that's popular, but it's not the most popular, like a Smith or a Taylor. If it's something like a Royal, because it was somebody in my chat, good American last name. Their name was Royal. And although that's a popular name, it's not a real popular surname, but it was a surname that was over here. So when you're looking at the royal family files, you want to make sure you don't look over any files because you may not find the land in your granddaddy's name. It may not. It just may not be. It may be in a woman's name because there were no males in the family. Either way, a lot of times this property went into the males because the men were not saying women weren't military, but a lot of these men were military, and the land did not get stolen up under them. It's when they brought in other militaries during the world wars, World War I, World War II, that it was military for military. Even if you go back and look at the Buffalo Soldiers, and we'll do a whole show on this. When you go back and look at the Buffalo Soldiers were military. They brought in military men to go to war with them. In fact, they actually changed the Buffalo Soldiers division. They changed their whole division, and their division ended up being a German division. I kid you not. The Buffalo Soldiers had a whole entire destiny swap done on them. It is very weird. It's very fucking weird what happened with them. It's very weird. Their whole entire division got changed, and their division became a German division. So, it took them bringing in armies of foreigners to fight the Buffalo Soldiers, and the Buffalo Soldiers were stationed kind of like the National Guard. It was a lot of Buffalo Soldiers. It wasn't just, 15 niggas. Nah, it was a lot of them. Thousands. So, they were kind of stationed like the National Guard is today. You know how the National Guard is in each state, but these Buffalo Soldiers were in territories. So that it was more territories and districts than it were like actual states. So, it's a whole case study could be done on the Buffalo Soldier stuff that's not being talked about. And there was a study. You know how they were studying reparations that time? How about in Congress.gov, they was trying to do a study on the Buffalo Soldiers. See, a lot of these Buffalo Soldiers, especially during the 1800s, some of them were called slaves. And after the wars, they was fighting to get their pension. Nobody wanted to pay them for the work that they did building railroads. The Buffalo Soldiers had to cut out whole widen rivers and stuff, rerouting rivers. They did a lot of work. The Buffalo Soldiers were on the water. They literally, when you talk about building America, it's a group of people that's left out of the conversation. People like to talk over who built America. Well, the yellow man built America. The yellow man wasn't even allowed to come over here. How the fuck did they build anything? But when you look at the Buffalo Soldiers and do just profile them and single them out, then you find out, oh, wow. No, the Buffalo Soldiers were building. And then why would they call the Buffalo Soldiers slaves? Why would the Buffalo Soldiers be on slave records and they were the military? It gets weird, you know. When you're even looking at the Civil War, the slave schedules, these are military people on the slave schedules. So after the war, when they were fighting to get paid, these wasn't just regular people fighting. No, these men were military men fighting. You know, it was regular people fighting too. But when you get military men involved, that's a whole different ball game. So you ain't just you're not just battling regular citizens. No, you're battling civilians who will kill you. Because back in that day, the men were way more militant. They didn't have a whole lot of distractions. Now they knew the land was theirs. They knew what belonged to them. They knew what they built. They knew their contributions. And you told them you was gonna get paid. The files are still available. Where you promised them payment, you promised them land too. Although they already had land, you said you come fight for us, we'll give you even more land. We'll increase your territory. We'll enlarge your territory. They didn't get that, and then they didn't get their money when they had to build all this stuff. And so then now the fight is a little bit different. And then there was a burning of the records. And then a lot of these records that was burned was tied directly into these military men. And again, 3 people got murdered. 3. Not just 3 anybody's either. 3 presidents. And it was just kind of swept under the rug like, oh, it was an assassination of Garfield. It's assassination by just a weirdo random attorney. No, you better look a little bit deeper. Oh, this was just an assassination by Booth. Nah, y'all just try to clean up y'all just trying to clean up these stories, because it wasn't but one group of people that was actually fighting during that time. It wasn't but one group of people that was really, really pissed off, and that was those soldiers who never got their money. And then when they got their money, here come World War I. They were supposed to be getting paid out forever. Their families were all supposed to be getting paid out forever, and those files were burned. But baby, I've been looking through the burn pile, and so far what I'm seeing is that actually did happen. And I believe it happened just like a file that I read. It said, well, it happened during Roosevelt, because Roosevelt had got scared. Roosevelt had become afraid of these men. And you can see why, because these men have been these men are military. These are the ones that protect America. They protect America in real life, in real time. They want to get paid. They didn't want to be called slaves or be changed to Negro or colored in order for you to move the goalposts. You know, they didn't want you to do that. They wanted you to pay what you owed. You know, and then you can see the bad treatment of soldiers, black soldiers, just continually down the line, even after the world wars. And when you gave them the pensions, you burnt the records, because the pension comes, that's the government. When you gave them the pensions, you burnt the records and went to war with them. And then how the Buffalo Soldiers, we just say black soldiers in general, we just call all the black soldiers Buffalo. How they was treated during those wars. And when they got back home, some of them were lynched. They were just really done dirty. They was done dirty. And then you got the GI Bill. They didn't get it. Although they were fighting, they were going all in France. They was going all in Japan. They was been sent everywhere to fight. First on the battlefield. It's a whole war record. Not to get into this conversation, guys. It's a whole war record where they were battling machine guns on a foreign battlefield, and then the black people are the one that created machine guns over here. So it's just kind of weird reading some of these Buffalo Soldier records, and they're sitting there, got machine guns pointed at them on the battlefield, and they ducking and dodging bullets, and they're mounted on horses, because that's what their thing was. They were the mounted troops. They were the troops that could shoot really good while riding horses. That was the thing that made them great before anybody else, any other military started doing it. So they was moving fast. They had horses, they had guns, they had ammo, and they were great fucking soldiers, and they were not treated right all the way down to not getting the GI Bill, and all the way down to them having their whole brigade changed because they said something like black men should not be called. It was a word. I don't know the military term, but something like, I don't know. They say the black men shouldn't be called something. So they changed them battalion or something. I don't know. One of those type of terms like that. That's like, I guess, rank, the high rank or something. And they said black men should be called this. So they start calling the Buffalo Soldiers one thing, and then the German brigade of men got the other name that the Buffalo Soldiers had. So, I said that to say this. The coloreds, darkies, indigenous Americans had not gotten the best treatment over here. And hopefully when you change this back to the War Department, like I know you will, because it's just kind of funny that, we was the only channel that was ever brought it out. No, I ain't never seen no historian ever bring that point out. So we're just gonna say you're gonna do it. Maybe y'all will make this stuff right. Maybe y'all will make this stuff right. Anyway, let me read some of these super chats. Thank you so much, guys, for the super chats. Wow. Thank you, Chief Bass Pole. Said looking good in red queen. I'm here bummed out right now. Like bummed out right now. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Life, that's right. Hype me up. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ashley B. I just sent you some stuff today. Some of you guys Hello Plant orders went out there. Like, I'm trying to get these orders out. Like, thank you for your patience. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate your patience. Like I said, I really thank y'all for that. Like, cause y'all could have really been at my throat. These Hello Plant peoples, y'all, my Hello Plant clients and supporters, y'all could have really went at my throat. But I appreciate y'all. I saw what I was trying to do, and y'all was here for the ride. I appreciate y'all. So I start getting your orders out. Actually, I literally just sent you something today because I remember seeing your name. Thank you so much. Who is this? I don't know who this is, but I appreciate it. ZS. Thank you so much, ZS, for the super chat. You didn't say no message. You just left some money. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sue. Oh, whoa. Susu done sent me a big face hunter, y'all. Wowzers. I appreciate that. Okay? I appreciate it. Susu said, my simulating coding historian. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the big face hunter. I appreciate that. I'm gonna go get my makeup so I can really be pretty again. No, I'm just kidding. So tell you got to I ain't have time to do my makeup today. Y'all just excuse me. I really have time to do it today, guys. There's a lot going on. I've been doing Hello Plants all day. Like, that was my day. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mrs. Autumn Bass. My girl, continue to spit that shit. I see you, Baba. Thank you so much, pretty lady. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. The Transporter, thank you so much. He said they even try to take credit for Black Eyed Peas. That's wild. It's like, who are these people? Can somebody stop them, please? Please. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Shawnetta, true believer of the Most High. Okay. Shawnetta, true believer of the Most High. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat, KWU Rat. Nah, you ain't tripping. You doing God's work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for knowing I ain't tripping. I just, sometimes, let me come and see, am I tripping or not? I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, Retta Conde. I hope I'm saying that right. Retta Conde, preparations now from lineage of slave, native, indigenous people. Oh, it's supposed to be reparations. I get it. Okay. Reparations now for the lineage of slave, native, indigenous people of America. That's right. We need that check. We need that check. We need that check. You know, we need that check. Fair and square. We've done enough. We've done enough. Our presence is a present. Okay. We've done enough. We're the reason why this place has good karma. Okay. If we pull our good karma back and retreat to our homes, this place will be all but in chaos. You know, you got to thank the Black Americans, the Negroes' colors that you see. Don't just try to point out the bad apple and be like, oh, look at those Negroes stealing out of Walgreens. Well, they ain't shoot up a school. I think y'all owe them children an apology at this point. They were just trying to get them some goddamn snacks for their bedtime story. You seen the little boy had on the road? That boy was just trying to steal him some little snacks real quick. He ain't shooting their school up. Is it wrong to steal? Absolutely wrong to steal. But you're on his property. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna fucking go there. I ain't gonna go there. Thank you so much for the super chat, Indigo. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat for the 50. For the 50 ball. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, veteran. Y'all really trying to hype me up right now. Y'all really trying to hype me up right now. I appreciate that. Child, this going straight to the internet bill. Woo, this going straight to the storage bill. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. God must have hurt me. Okay, hey, Yolandia Currency. Thank you for the super chat. Hold on, let me take this call right quick. Hello? 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 What's Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was Fresh Face. That's why she's not in our chat tonight. She's in the emergency room. So pray for our admin, Fresh Face. I answer the phone because there usually be something going on in the chat if she called me, but she's in the emergency room. So that's what that call was. Let me see. I'm about to get off here because I'm gonna call her back. So I'm gonna read these last few super chats. Thank you so much, Mother Tree and Moon, for the super chat. Conduct your channel like you are running the country. Tell them what they need to hear and let them get the work done for you. You are the queen, right? I am. That's right, Mother. Get me together. I think I might be doing that in a roundabout way. I think I might have even said that jokingly one line that I was the president and Trump was my regent. I either said that on live or I said that in real life to somebody, but I was totally making a joke about it. But, you know, I think it's just it may be common sense stuff that's common sense to us, but because the people in the government, they're very rich. They don't, you know, Trump been a billionaire or billionaire for a long time. So sometimes they don't really comprehend common sense sometimes. They just always playing chess, and they got to understand the American people. If you're playing chess, the American people don't know you're playing chess. So the American people are listening to you and hanging on your words. They don't know it's a chess move. So you have to talk to the American people, not lowering what you think, but you have to talk to us on a medium that we'll understand how you're making moves. And that's with anybody who's going to be the president. You can't talk to the American people like you run your business. You have to talk to the American people on a medium that everybody can understand. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's where that's where a lot of people fall short. A lot of presidents. Now, some presidents are just on bullshit, but Trump is kind of looked at as somebody who's supposed to be for the people, but then when he get in, it kind of look like he make moves that's not for the people, and then it make Black Americans look justified in looking at both of these sides like, all y'all on some bullshit. So for presidents, vice presidents, FBI, CIA, Department of Defense, whoever, if you're not on bullshit, then you have to talk as if you're not on bullshit if you're really not. But if you own bullshit, it's gonna come out every time. That's some bullshit. So, the black folks might need to take over the government and get some of these positions because we coloreds, darkies, we talk on a medium that everybody can understand. They have to, get up to the level, but we talk on the medium, we sing on the medium, we rap on the medium that everybody can understand. That's why everybody copy us so much, because everybody, if they don't understand it, they're striving to understand it. We're not striving to understand how people in the business world discuss matters. If you're not in the business world discussing these matters, you're not striving for that. But just regular everyday life, everybody is striving to understand Black Americans. They want to reach that medium so they can feel more human, I guess. I don't know, whatever it is. And I'm just gonna say, a lot of us don't like being in politics. We don't like this stuff, this part. But you might, as a person with political jurisdiction, you're supposed to pick, be. In fact, you really don't. I ain't even gonna talk about that show because I don't want the White House to move on that right now. So I'm just gonna give it to them slowly. Thank you for the super chat, Miss Yolandia. That's a pretty name. I really like that, Yolandia. Thank God for you. Thank God for us. I appreciate your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Black Butterfly. I love that. She didn't say anything. She just sent the money. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat, Conversations with Sunshine. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys so very much. Yeah, let's love each other spiritually. I agree 100%. And I think we do, I think we do love each other spiritually, and I think that's what keeps us afloat. I could do a whole think piece on it. I don't really understand a whole lot of the internet jargon about Black people being just mean and da 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 da. Not saying it's not some people that's mean, but I live in Atlanta. This bitch is Black, and no matter what people try to say about Atlanta, every city got its bad. I don't really like how we was kind of sold out. The government kind of sold us out, but that's one nigga did that. But as it relates to the people, this shit is A1. I'm telling you, anything you think you want to do or need to do, people will support you. Like, I have never seen it's a lot of times people talk negatively about Atlanta. They're not here, or they've only been here for a weekend. If somebody has only been to Atlanta for a weekend and their whole vision of Atlanta comes offline, you cannot believe that person. You'll have to listen to and talk to the people who live here. I've never seen anything like this where people will just help. And I'm like this too. I will just help people and support people. I ran a whole social club with people like that. If you want to start a business, it's all, and then I'm not talking about the people who do these panels that's going to charge you $100,000 to help you start a business. Now, if people hear you want to start a business in a casual conversation, they'll sit there and tell you all the steps. If you're trying to break into an industry that this person know about, they'll sit there and tell you how the whole shit go. Like, I'm telling you. And I just never seen anything. People are very nice. We speak to each other. Like, it's a great place. and you get a full scope of almost a full scope of Black Americans being just nice to each other. And I've been here my whole adult life, and it's been like that. You know, I ain't never been in no fight, no fisticuff, no fist fight with nobody. None of that. You know, it's just some really nice fucking people. You know, the guy who trained me, he a military vet. He charged a lot. He's a raider. He charges a lot of money to train people. He trained full police forces, all that shit. He trained me because he saw I was in danger. You know, like that's not normal. Like, it's a lot of abnormal shit that happens here, and I think it's because people not just come piggybacking off your comment about pray for each other in the spirit. And I think that's what it is. I think we pray for each other's safety, just not knowing it. You know, I was on the phone with my sister one day, and she saw two girls look like they was in 20 somethings. They had a car. They had ran the car into the fence. I don't know what happened inside that car, but the little girls were standing outside the road crying. They had to ran the car into the fence. My sister pulled the car over, stayed there with the girls until the police and them came. And it's just stuff like that happens all the time. Like, when somebody see you in some kind of trouble, like, they don't just walk past you and just let you be in trouble, you know, or just leave you by yourself. I've seen so many instances of people trying to help people. And I'm not saying this is not happening all over the world, but I live here. So I can only speak to what happens here versus the negative that they try to put on the city because it's a lot of nice ass people here, and they don't want, I don't think they want Atlanta to be mimicked, but I think every Black area in America should be mimicking it. Like, what industry do you control? Do you control any industries? How can you help the next person? How can y'all all work together? It's a bar hop thing that they just put down there in Stockbridge somewhere not far from Martin Luther King house down there in Stockbridge. So I'm gonna go down there and check that out. They got just like a row of Black businesses, like a bar hop that I don't know, it could have been there for a while, but I literally just saw it on TikTok. It's a bar hop thing that you just go from restaurant to restaurant. And look, it's like that in like so many different enclaves here in Atlanta, and I just love it. So I don't know. I think cities should mimic that. If you find somebody who got a cookie shop, if you find somebody who got a car wash, if you go out of your way, that's what we do here. We literally go out of our way to support our own people. When you come in this bitch and tell us you are Black and you got a restaurant, baby, we're gonna go out of our way. It's so many times, like, it's a group of us that go restaurant hop Black restaurants, because there's so many here. We literally plan our schedules and go support Black owned businesses. Like, we're gonna go to this restaurant this day, this restaurant this day. Like, we literally do that. Like, it's a group of us that do that. I mean, it's a group of my friends that do that, but it's a lot of other group of people that do that too. I'm saying, we don't mind standing outside your restaurant for an hour just to give you that influx of cash that you're gonna need to run a business, to run your business. You're gonna need an influx of cash, and we do that just unconsciously. And I think every city that got a lot of Black people in it across America, which is a lot, everybody should develop that mentality. You opening a fish shop, bitch, we're gonna stand in line outside that fish shop. You might run out of fish today, but we gonna support it. I think all of us should have that mentality and pray for each other, and that's the only way we stay afloat. And that's what our ancestors did for each other. They did the same thing. They supported each other because we got. We have always been all we had, and we have always had to fight the hardest. And when you look at any region across the planet, the indigenous people in every region are always fighting the hardest. When you go to China, the culture that you're indulging in is the indigenous culture. When you go to South America, when you go to Australia, when you go to anywhere, the culture that you're embracing is the indigenous culture. It's the same when you come here to America. The culture that everybody steals is our culture. So my ancestors are tied into jazz. My ancestors invented jeans. My ancestors were the first to put lights. Okay, my ancestors were the first to have cell phones. You and my ancestors was the first to do these things. So, that's a conversation for another day, because we can stay on the inventions all day and how they got stolen. If you were nothing and nobody, you wouldn't have land patents. If you were nothing and nobody would try to go to war with you. If you were nothing or nobody would have never flooded your land. Nobody would have never burnt your cities down. Nobody would have never created a whole paramilitary group called a KKK to come after you. Nobody would have done that if you was just a nobody. They wouldn't have done that. You're somebody. You had a lot of things. Your masters at agriculture. You had a whole school system that a lot of it was agriculture. Started as agriculture and mechanics. So, we can talk about this all. I could talk about this all day. I ain't gonna ring y'all no longer than I've already read y'all. I ain't gonna ring y'all no longer than I've already read y'all. Y'all get what I'm saying. Thank you for the super chat. Can we call in on Friday? I don't have the setup for a call-in show. I used to have the setup for a call-in show, but I don't know that. I have to get me a setup. I used to have a call-in show. My call-in show got wild though. It got a little ghetto. And when it started getting ghetto, I gotta go hang up the phone because it got a little ghetto. But I had a call-in show when I was being targeted, and I didn't know I was being targeted. So that's why it used to be so wild. It used to be wild, boy. I might start it again. I kind of got PTSD a little bit. I don't know, but I might start it again. Abundant Oya, thank you so much. When the Empress shows up, you are appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you, everybody. I hope we got a lot of messages to the White House tonight. I hope you guys learned something tonight. I hope we had a blast in here. I wasn't as off the hinges like I promised y'all I wouldn't be. I was off the hinges the last show. This show I kept it kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you're not on uslineage.com, come and search up your family. I'm telling you, I'll stay on the search page for an hour, just file to file, just trying to make a file on your computer. If you have a computer, go to US Lineage from your computer. You won't have as many issues logging in and moving the files on your computer as you may have a lot of issues because it's a lot of files. And again, when you open it up on your phone, that's a big file set to be opening on your phone, So go in from your computer, create your folder, your family folder on your computer, create your miscellaneous folder on your computer, and any files you like, slide them over, guys. Slide them over to your computer. Anyway, I love y'all so much. I will see y'all later. See y'all on the line. I'll be on the line. See y'all later. Good night.